Okay, so today we've got the Hard Candy Glamoflage Full Coverage Foundation. It took me 5 times to say that right. All right, 16-hour wear, oil-free foundation. This foundation is not new. This shade looks like it's going to be too light. Well, it doesn't matter. They've had this foundation for a while, for a long time. I'm not sure how long, but they repackaged it at least. I don't know if they reformulated, but I know they did repackage it. I have used this foundation in the past to lighten other foundations and give them more of a long-wearing, long-lasting, non-oily look on my oily skin. I was never able to wear this foundation on its own. It just looked too cakey. It just looked bad on my skin, and also the shades are kind of weird. This one is in ultralight. At home I have porcelain, I think, but they have really light shades, and then it seems to me like they jump from really light to orangey light, and I could just never find a shade to work for me. But we're gonna try this out anyway, even if the shade's bad. But the good news is that they have really light shades in this. I don't think they have very dark ones, but I know they have really light ones. So for fair skinned people like me, that's good news. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take the tape off, if I can, of course. They changed it to be one of those doe foot applicator type, and I can already tell this is way too light. It's funny because like this says ultra light, but I want to say there was one shade lighter than this, and this is already going to be like so light on me. It's going to be too light. I may not be able to wear it today, but I mean, as far as like I've got church tonight, so I might not be able to wear it tonight to church, but we'll just see. And we'll give it I'll wear it for a full day either way, even if I can't wear it tonight. Anyway, let's get this on, okay? Oh, actually that doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit light. A little bit light. I don't care about doe foot applicators because we'll try a brush first. Whoa. Okay, so you know, full coverage. I can already tell though, just from looking at my skin from here to the viewfinder, that this is not gonna look good on my skin. I can tell by the way it feels. I mean, I'll check up close just for kicks, but I can tell by the way it feels and the way it's blending that's not gonna look good on my skin. Anyway, what was I saying? I was saying something. I forgot. Oh, coverage. It's looking like good coverage, but again, I don't think it's gonna look good on my skin. Check out the coverage on that eye. Oh yeah, the only thing that it didn't really cover is this right here. Like that must be having some really high pigmentation. Actually the shade isn't looking terrible in my viewfinder. I'm boiling in this car. I'm just gonna turn my air conditioner on, sorry. Yeah, so the shade isn't actually looking that bad in the viewfinder. Sometimes it's kind of deceptive though, because in this bright sunshine outside, it washes everything out and makes you look, you know, when you're looking in the mirror, you're looking, oh, you know, that shade looks good. But then when somebody else sees you, they're like, whoa, there is a line between her neck and her face, and I can see that makeup. So, all right, so from here to my mirror, my rearview mirror, it is looking fine. It looks fine. But let's get the up close test. Okay, it doesn't look as bad as I thought it was going to. Like, when I just looked at it just now, I was like, oh wow, it doesn't look bad at all. I think this is actually looking better than the Maybelline long wearing, the Superstay, the new one that just came out. I think this is actually looking better than that. The only thing that I'm really not liking is my pore situation. Like, it's kind of, I have really large open pores on my nose. Let me see if I can give you guys a kind of look. Can you see? I don't know if you can, but like all my pores are, I don't know how to say it. It's just not covering them up. It's making them, and they're not more obvious, I guess, than my skin normally would be without, oh, I didn't even prime my skin, I forgot. Anyway, stay on target, Holly. It's not looking really any worse than it does just without makeup, except for the fact that because my skin on this side is very pigmented and splotchy and all discolored, it's not like stark black pores against white skin. On this side, that's exactly what's happening. It's evening everything out, so we've got stark white, flat, blank canvas with a bunch of little black pore dots. So that's not the best look. But if you're someone who primes their skin, I'm not. I have pore filling primers. I just don't use them just because I forget and I don't care. But if you are someone who uses pore filling primers, that might help with this. I'll have to try it on another day with that and kind of update my thoughts that way and see if that actually works. But honestly, like, it's completely set down. It's a tiny bit tacky right here. I'm thinking this isn't that bad. Like, yeah, if you're someone who needs, like, I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side just so we can even it out, and we'll try a sponge on the other side. If you're someone that needs, like, what was I gonna say? If you have really oily skin like I do, and you need something that's fuller, pretty full, I'll have to give this full coverage. I mean, it's not in my world, it's not actually full coverage. But if you need fuller coverage, this might work for you. And it was only $6. I mean, all Hard Candy products are like, what, $8 or less, I think. Anyway, they're very affordable. And I'm already thinking that this is blending out a little bit thinner and less pigmented with a sponge. I'm gonna put a little bit more, whoops, around my nose because it's not really blending out right there very well. And I watched Marlene Estelle's video, I think it was yesterday or day before, and she did, she highlighted her face with foundation instead of concealer. And if you wanted to do that, this might be a very good option because they have super light shades. And it's also got that precision, like, concealer-like applicator. Okay, so I'm gonna have to say I'm getting really good coverage. I could never leave it like this because it's just so light, and my skin underneath is so dark that it doesn't look great. I mean, it's covering, but it doesn't look great. So I would still put a concealer or a color corrector or something on just to fix that area. I'm not going to put another layer on because I just really don't think anyone would need to. And I don't really, I mean, you know what I will do? I'll go ahead and put a little bit more on this, just that area right there, because if I try and put any more right there, it's just going to end up looking bad. I can already see that if you have super dry skin, you probably wouldn't want this foundation because right here is the only place where I have a little bit of dryness, and it's looking not great right there. Okay. A little bit, I mean, I don't feel like that built up very much, maybe a tiny bit, so there's just nothing that is ever going to cover that up, ever. Okay, so let me get a close-up look on that sponge side, and we'll just see. Yeah, you can actually see it a little bit, and it is like, it's setting down, so this is going to be one of those long-wearing, you can't fix it after it's set kind of foundations, and I am seeing a little bit of cakey, crusty makeup-iness right down here. Yeah, and I don't know if you can see the pores right there. Just not the best look that I have, and I've got like a gigantic pore right there. And I don't know if you can see like all my pores just standing out against the foundation. So for that reason, it's just not looking great on my pores. So for that reason, I probably wouldn't want to keep this. Or I don't know. Again, like, It doesn't look terrible on my skin, but it does have really good coverage. So I guess it just depends on what kind of skin you have. If you have really good skin, this might work out really good for you. And of course, I don't use primers, so for me, for those reasons, this wouldn't work out. But, and this is a pretty big but, if you use primers, it might work better for you. So, you know, this is just based on my skin and how I'm going to use a product. I know I'm not probably ever going to use a primer. I know I'm just not going to do that. So a foundation like this wouldn't really probably work for me. But I can't knock it too hard because it might work better with those other things, and also it's not looking too terribly bad on my skin. So this is kind of I'm not sure about this one. Yeah, I'm just not sure about it. Again, good shade range for me. For pale skin girls, it's good. If you want to use it for like highlighting, it might be good for that. So I don't know. I'll have to give you guys a more of an updated opinion on this within the next couple of days, so I can try it a couple other ways and to see how it looks with powder and all that. As of right now, though, my very first impression is I'm not crazy about it, but I feel like it's not bad, and so I can't just say, no, it's crappy. You know, some foundations I can say that, and I'm just like, nope, looks bad on my skin. It's just not going to do it, not going to work. This one I can't really say that as a first impression. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, subscribe. I'll update my thoughts in the description or in the comments. And you guys, so like I've got 70 subscribers, only 30 more and I'll have 100, and I can't even believe it. But so if you could share this video, certainly like and subscribe, I would so appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.